for you guys.
Yep.
Alrighty. So, what'd you want to be when you were growing up?
That's a great question. When I was growing up, I just wanted to be a businessman. I wanted to be, I would see those movies of guys going into offices and, closing deals and talking and getting things done. And that's all I wanted to do.
Okay. When the basketball thing come into play?
I started playing when I was around 12 years old.
Okay.
And it took off, from there. And, I'm glad I'm able to.
When did you know you were good in basketball?
I think I realized I had, an extra level of talent around high school, I would say.
Okay.
That's when I realized
you start realizing you had game.
Yeah.
You had game. And game started to recognize game when people started recognizing, you got game.
Okay. You say that.
So when did the business part you realize, okay, this business thing, I'm pretty good at that as well?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I started my business over COVID, so about 4 years ago. And that took off as well. I started doing it for friends and family, and soon people started reaching out to me, and it kind of grew from there. That's when I realized that, hey, I could grow this into a pretty sizable, profitable business.
Were you the hustling kid who was out there? All right. So you're going to school for your dual major.
Yeah.
Finance. You always good with the money numbers part.
Yeah. Yeah.
You were good there. That's good. Okay. So the entrepreneur thing. Are entrepreneurs made or are they born?
I think entrepreneurs are born.
Okay, so
I think it's an innate sense that you have to want to create for yourself and build something from the ground up.
I'm glad you're here, sir, to answer the question. Can entrepreneurs ever stop having that wandering eye with that crazy thought on a Thursday saying, you know what? I want to try this thing out. Can you have a good deal? Say your sneaker thing is just blowing up. Everything's great.
Yeah.
Can you just live with that? Or all of a sudden one day you're walking down the street, you're riding in the car, and something comes, you get the light bulb comes on, ding! Next thing you know, here you are going down that road.
Well, it sounds like you answered the question for me, because I think it's definitely, you have the resources available. What are you going to do? What next big thing? You're always looking for that next big thing.
For the big thing.
Absolutely.
Okay, so when you started with the sneaker game, when did you realize, okay, I got something here?
I realized when I started hearing from people that I had no idea who they were online, reaching out.
That is a weird one, isn't it? All of a sudden people know who you are and you don't know who they are.
You don't know who they are, and you're going to have to navigate that and figure out how to balance. All right, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but I also got to, meet my customers where they are.
Okay, so now people always talk about student athletes, and I'm here, so now you're a student athlete and you're out there hustling. All right, man, how do you juggle all of those balls to keep them in the air?
Well, short answer, I guess, is I don't.
Okay.
But I've always had a drive to do well in, everything I do, try to be a jack of all trades. So I think that kind of shows up in my ability to balance everything because I care. I want to do well in everything.
All right, so when people come on the campus and they go to one of the Richmond Spider basketball games, they see all the glitz and glamour that night. The kids are out there screaming, old people, everybody's out there screaming for you guys that night. Let's talk about what it took to get there to that night, the things that people don't see.
Yeah, I mean, so last night we won our first regular season championship in school history. And, I've been on 2 championship teams at Richmond, and just the commitment and dedication that all of my teammates and I put in, no matter if you're starting or no matter if you're at the end of the bench, everyone puts in and works hard. And, I think it's a testament to our ability to, persevere through things.
So now when Q walks in, this is the music that's played.
Mike King says. All I do is win, no matter what.
So now you built your business, you're building it right now, and you've been on championship teams. Let's talk about what is it about culture in an organization that makes it a winner? I don't care whether it's a little league team. You was on teams where the culture sucked. And you could win, but the culture wasn't there. But all of a sudden you get on a team, you have a business that it clicks. What's that?
Yeah, and I think that, you could say that for a team, you could say that for a company, you could say that for an organization. I'm sure Dale could tell you. I mean, it starts with the leader, of course. That could be the coach, that could be, the most vocal follower. But I think that as long as the culture is there and everyone is dedicated to what you're doing, I think, anything can be accomplished.
So when you're out there, and the idea you birthed the sneaker business, it's going, things are good. Let's talk about when you go to pivot and scale.
Mhm.
I'm from Philly. We are like the kings of hustling.
Yeah.
We are. But now coming here, you start to learn you can't scale hustle.
No.
And you can't scale a business to a certain point because back in the day, now that's the old man. It's like having one coach.
Yeah.
Like people see the coach, yeah, he's out there, Coach Mooney's out there doing his thing. But there's a whole bunch of other people who you got to answer to those guys because they're coaches. Talk a little bit about, what that was when you're building a business and then all of a sudden you're like, man, I just can't take every job that a person comes to.
Mm-hmm.
How do you determine what jobs to take, pricing, things of that nature? I guess that's a part of the customer service you talked about.
Absolutely. No. So for me specifically, because it's an art business, people want art directly from me, So I
you can't
really scale that.
Me.
Yeah.
You can't hire me to do your art.
I can't have Mike Biz make
exactly.
the shoes because the sneaker business is called Q's Custom Sneakers. They don't want Mike Biz Custom Sneakers.
Because if we did, they wouldn't.
I don't know if they
no, they ain't buying them. I'm telling you right now, no.
So no, the ability to scale is something actually Dale and I have been talking about for a long time. And for my capstone project for the last class I had with him, we were, conceptualizing ways to scale. And what we came down to is, hey, instead of having it as more of a serviceable business where I'm painting something for someone, is what if I create my own brand? What if people start investing in me instead of just the business itself or the artwork itself?
One of the things I always say, if people don't think brands work and social media is important, people know you who never met you, and they see, and people will buy and send money to you. Before it was, I handed you money. Now money is ripped up, sent out there. It's like the first time I ever heard of Cash App. My son's like, you just send me money Cash App. I'm like, what's that? It's just like, he told me how to do it. I went over to this 22-year-old. I'm like, explain Cash App. I'm like, how long does this thing take? She's like, seconds. I go to my son, who are you? You're not Western Union. But the thing is, we all are a brand. I wear my name on everything. When people don't see me with my name, like today, I'm rocking the Black Biscuit. This is a hockey team and a hockey business that are friends of the program. I'm not wearing anybody else's thing. I don't need to make them any more money. When you see me walk in, it's Mike King. A person said, what's your name? It's Mike King. You can't read? I am rocking my thing. I am rocking my brand. Talk about your brand integrity for you building your brand so the people are sending you money who never met you.
No, yeah. I mean, I think it takes a special level of trust from my customers who don't know me at all, don't know my story, to be able to trust me enough to, not only send me money, but also paint certain things for them. I painted shoes for people's weddings, for people's, ceremonial shoes for, the death of a family member, for, celebrations, birthday parties. So, I'm blessed and I'm grateful that people have the trust in me to be able to say, hey, I want to wear this during my wedding ceremony. And I'm willing to trust your vision and create a vision, and I know you're gonna do right by me. And so, I think just having a level of trust and commitment to my customers, I think they can see that.
So you're taking career. Are you a creative? Would you say that you're a creative person?
I think so.
Okay. Were you all as a kid? You were creative?
I was. I took professional art classes as a kid as well.
Okay. Parents, family, creative?
I'd say my parents are creative. They're just not artistic.
Okay, so and the reason I ask is, so my youngest son is creative. Dealing with creatives is hard because we don't get it.
Yeah.
That's calligraphy, dancing, music, cutting up clothes, all kinds of everything.
Yeah.
And you guys are kind of looking at things from a sideways view about I can create my own thing.
Yeah.
When a lot of times the masses are keeping it between the lines. Talk about growing up as a creative, and then all of a sudden you realize, hey, this kind of creative thing is pretty cool that I may be able to make a go of it.
Yeah, no, like I said, I took art classes, when I was a lot younger, and I kind of forfeited that to start focusing on basketball more for a long time, and so I picked it back up in high school, and that's when I realized that, hey, why do I have to choose?